Picture this. A small West African nation of 35 million people is quietly rewriting the rules of automotive manufacturing on an entire continent. While the world was watching China and India, Ghana has been building something extraordinary. A vision that's attracting Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen, and even Vietnamese electric vehicle makers to set up shop on African soil. This isn't just about cars. This is about industrial revolution, economic transformation, and one audacious question. Can Africa build the vehicles that drive its own future? Welcome to the story of how Ghana is changing Africa's automotive industry forever. Kindly subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. For decades, Africa has been the world's dumping ground for used vehicles. Ghana alone imports roughly 100,000 vehicles every year, and a staggering 90% of them are second-hand cars from Japan, the United States, and Europe. These aging vehicles bring their own problems: environmental hazards, safety risks, and an endless cycle of dependency. But in 2019, Ghana's government said, enough. They launched the Ghana Automotive Development Policy with a revolutionary goal: transform Ghana into West Africa's automotive manufacturing hub. The strategy was brilliant in its simplicity. Instead of competing on price with used imports, Ghana would offer something no other West African nation could match: a complete ecosystem for automotive manufacturing. Tax incentives for 8 years on electric vehicle imports. Zero VAT on locally assembled vehicles. 10-year tax breaks for automotive manufacturers. And perhaps most crucially, a ban on vehicles older than 10 years. Ghana wasn't just inviting car companies to set up shop. They were rolling out the red carpet, laying down the infrastructure, and opening the door to a market of 1.5 billion people across Africa through the African Continental Free Trade Area. But here's where the story gets fascinating. While international giants were considering the opportunity, one Ghanaian visionary had already been building cars for decades. Meet Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka, an inventor, preacher, and the founder of Kantanka Automobile. In 1994, when most people thought African car manufacturing was impossible, Kantanka built Ghana's first prototype vehicle. It wasn't perfect, but it was revolutionary. A blue sedan with the Kantanka star embossed on its grille, speaking in Twi, Ghana's local language, announcing "Please stay clear, I am moving backward," when reversing. Kantanka didn't have formal engineering training in the Western sense. He didn't have billions in venture capital. What he had was something more powerful: an unshakable belief that Ghanaians could build vehicles that reflect Ghanaian culture, meet Ghanaian needs, and stimulate Ghanaian industry. By 2016, Kantanka was in mass production. The company unveiled the Onandafo SUV, the Omama pickup truck, and the Amoanima sedan, vehicles designed for African terrain, built by Ghanaian engineers and assembled with an increasing percentage of local components. Today, Kantanka operates from Gomoa Mpota with annual capacity for 5,000 to 7,000 units, employing between 51 and 200 local engineers and technicians. Yes, Kantanka still relies on partnerships with Chinese firms for certain components. Yes, debates continue about the percentage of truly local content. But here's what's undeniable: Kantanka proved it could be done. They showed that made in Ghana wasn't a dream, it was a roadmap. And the world noticed. In June 2021, Toyota Tsusho Manufacturing Ghana became the first Japanese company to assemble vehicles in Ghana, rolling out Toyota Hilux pickup trucks from their plant in Tema. With an initial investment of $7 million and an annual capacity of 1,300 units, they positioned Ghana as their strategic gateway to West Africa. Then in August 2025, something even bigger happened. At the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, Ghana's president sealed a pivotal deal with Toyota that expanded their footprint and officially positioned Ghana as Toyota's central hub for the entire West African region. On December 31, 2025, Toyota Tsusho Manufacturing Ghana acquired the Toyota and Hino distributor business, integrating both manufacturing and sales operations, making Ghana their 36th country with a directly operated Toyota distributor. But Toyota wasn't alone. Honda Manufacturing Ghana opened its doors in March 2024 in Tema, becoming Honda's second automobile production plant in Africa. Starting with the HR-V compact SUV, they're producing with an annual capacity of 500 units, proudly declaring "Made in Ghana by Ghanaians for Ghanaians with Honda global quality." Volkswagen, Nissan, Suzuki, and Hyundai have all signed assembly agreements. Ashok Leyland completed their first locally assembled Phoenix trucks in October 2023, investing $8 million into their Accra plant. The numbers tell the story. Ghana's automobile market, valued at $1.96 billion in 2025, is projected to reach $3.14 billion by 2030, growing at a compound annual rate of 9.22%. But Ghana isn't just embracing traditional automotive manufacturing. They're leapfrogging straight into the electric vehicle revolution. In March 2024, Vietnamese electric vehicle manufacturer VinFast signed a groundbreaking distribution agreement with Ghana's Jospong Group, marking VinFast's first entry into the African market. Under this partnership, Jospong will distribute VinFast's entire range, electric cars, e-scooters, e-bikes, and electric buses throughout Ghana and West Africa. They're even deploying public charging infrastructure across the country. Ghana's vision is audacious. By 2040, they envision a future where a significant portion of gas stations will be repurposed to serve electric vehicles and sustainable transportation options. The 2024 national budget removed import duties on electric vehicles and their components. The government announced plans to waive import duties on EVs used for public transportation for 8 years, and on semi-knocked-down and completely knocked-down EVs imported by registered assembly companies for 8 years. This isn't just policy, it's transformation. Here's what makes Ghana's approach so powerful. It's creating an entire industrial ecosystem. When automotive assembly plants open, they don't just assemble cars, they catalyze entire supply chains. Paint and coatings companies are expanding operations. Component manufacturers are setting up shop. Engineering talent is being developed. The Dawa Industrial Zone has become a hotspot specifically designed to serve the automotive industry with comprehensive infrastructure. Hyundai Motors announced a $12 million collaboration with Auto Parts Ghana in February 2023 to construct a local components manufacturing facility, targeting 45% local content in built vehicles by 2025. This is the multiplier effect in action. Every vehicle assembled creates jobs in logistics, parts manufacturing, sales, maintenance, and service. It's not just about the cars, it's about the thousands of livelihoods connected to every single unit rolling off the assembly line. So has Ghana changed Africa's car manufacturing industry forever? The evidence is compelling. They've attracted over a dozen major international manufacturers. They've nurtured indigenous innovation through Kantanka. They've positioned themselves as the gateway to a 1.5 billion person market through the African Continental Free Trade Area. They've embraced electric vehicles before most of the continent. And they've created a policy environment that makes automotive manufacturing not just possible, but profitable. But perhaps most importantly, Ghana has proven something that reverberates far beyond its borders. Africa doesn't have to be a consumer of the world's leftover vehicles. Africa can manufacture its own transportation future. The vehicles being assembled in Tema and Gomoa Mpota today aren't just cars. They're proof of concept. They're declarations of industrial independence. They're the beginning of something that could reshape not just Ghana, not just West Africa, but the entire continent's relationship with automotive manufacturing. Ghana hasn't just changed the game. They've shown Africa how to build its own. The automotive revolution happening in Ghana right now is just beginning, and the world is watching.